Where construction professionals are concerned either about specific projects which might have flammable, where they've identified flammable cladding, or they're just generally concerned about past projects that might have cladding involved, there are a couple of key considerations for building construction professionals to have regard to. The first is whether or not they should be proactively carrying out internal audits, looking back at past projects over a certain period. The second thing then is when armed with the information about how many past projects you might have that might be impacted by flammable cladding, is then a careful consideration about what you need to do with that information, if anything. And that might, for instance, involve considering whether or not there's any obligation to notify regulators or others about the fact that the building might have a problem, and also importantly whether or not you might have an obligation to notify your insurer of circumstances which might give rise to a claim down the track. And notification of circumstances from a professional indemnity perspective is very important, and why it's very important is because if you fail to notify your insurer of circumstances which might give rise to a claim down the track, then potentially your insurer, that might lead to your insurer down the track denying cover. The third issue to have regard to is around renewal, and certainly what we're seeing at the moment and over the past 12 months is a huge increase and spike in premiums for professional indemnity insurance for those operating in the construction space. We're finding it increasingly difficult for clients and professionals to place cover at all or at premiums that are affordable, and we're also seeing a real prevalence of the use of flammable cladding or ACP exclusions being applied in a fairly widespread way to PI policies. And obviously it's very important to look very closely at those exclusions and to carefully consider what impact those might have on your business and your exposure down the track to potential claim. Unfortunately, there are still risks where flammable cladding has been removed and replaced. Post the La Crosse fire in 2014, we've seen a lot of rectification work being carried out in buildings where cladding has been ordered or has been removed and replaced by building owners, and most of that has involved aluminium composite panels which have polyethylene, so quite a highly flammable core, being replaced with other types of products. And one such product that's been used in a fairly extensive way is this product involving with an aluminium honeycomb core. There have been concerns aired once again about whether or not this product in fact complies and whether or not it is in fact safe or compliant for use in buildings, and obviously that presents some real challenges for those who are involved in these rectification works. And that obviously the uncertainty about whether or not products being used in replacement works are also in fact compliant raises some pretty difficult issues for building and construction professionals to navigate. And certainly I'd say that where there is uncertainty about whether or not a product complies, there's risk for building and construction professionals, so they need to proceed with caution and to ensure that they've taken adequate steps to satisfy themselves that the products are safe for use and are fit for purpose.